Hello everyone, my name is Shyam Manawat and I welcome all of you to the series of quadratic equation. We are in lecture number 2 and in this lecture we are going to learn how to solve the quadratic equation by using factorization method. So let's come to the blackboard. Here I have got some questions. I want you to pause this video if you are already aware about how to solve the quadratic equation and then give it a try. Rest of you, let's do it together. Now you need to keep in mind that if the equation, in any equation, if the highest power of variable is 2, then you will get two values of the variable. You get two values of variable. Let me say x. So if you got two, the highest power of x is 2, you will get two values of x. Let's say alpha and beta, the roots. Don't get scared with a sign. Alpha, beta, some simple, silly, easy symbols. Alpha and beta. Similarly, when we solved linear equation, do you remember linear equation? Solving linear equation, the first order equation where the power of variable is 1. Remember that? We always used to get one value for x, one value for y. Right? The power of x was 1. So you had one value of x. In quadratic equation, the power is 2. So you will get two values, or rather let me say you will get maximum two values of x. That's the right way of saying maximum two values of x. Can you get one value also in this case? You can, when the roots are equal. We are going to talk about the roots, the nature of roots in next lecture. So stay tuned, no worry. I am going to cover all the basic concepts. To tell you, this is also concept builder video where we are learning how to solve the quadratic equation. Yes. So students, beginners, stay with me. Solve the quadratic equation by factorization method. What is factorization method? How to use the factorization method to solve this? What do we do in the factorization method? Understand, pay attention here. What do we do? We take the equation and then from equation we take the constant first. Constant means what? The term which does not have any variable. So the constant. Here constant is 5. Okay. Now we split this constant in two parts. Please pay attention. We split this constant in two parts such that the product of both should be equal to the same constant. Here 5, you can only split this 5 in terms of 1 into 5. 5 is a prime number. You don't have any other way to factorize 5. Yeah. So you factorize this constant in two parts, only in two parts, such that the product is same and the sum of both this part should be the coefficient of x. Should be the coefficient of x. Are you okay with this? Divide such that the product is this and the sum is what? The coefficient of x. So that's pretty easy. Like 1 plus 5 is 6. This is like a cakewalk, like very easy. Okay, so what do we have here? If I use the factorization method, for that I need to split the middle term. Yeah. So step number 1, you need to first take the constant and divide the constant into two parts such that the product will again be the constant, but the sum of them should get you the middle term, the coefficient of x, which is 6 in this case. Okay, then step 2, you split this middle term, split this 6. In what way? You already have done this test where you have divided the constant into two parts, which product is the constant again, and when you add both of them you get the number which is the coefficient of x. If this is not happening, then you are going wrong way. Okay, don't worry, we are going to solve many more equations, so I will explain again with the new example. Stay with me. Yes. So 1 plus 5 is 6. So now let's see how do we do it. So you step 2, we split the middle term. So it become x square plus 5 plus 1 x, yeah, 5 plus 1 x, that is 6, plus 5 equals to 0. Now simplify further. I have x square, simplify, this will become 5x and this will become x, plus 5 equals to 0. You take the first two terms, take out x from there. Then you take the next two terms and you see if you can take something common out of this. Nothing is, you can't take anything common out of this. So let's say we have only one. When you can't take nothing common, multiply, divide, you can't do anything with that, then you have always 1. You can take 1 common here. So what do you have? X plus 5. Now after this step, you need to check one thing. What do you need to check? You need to check one thing. What is that? You need to check, after taking common, are you getting same brackets? If not, again this is a red flag. You are going somewhere wrong. Then you have to go back to step number 1 and try with some other numbers. Now the same bracket that you take common out of this from term 1 and term 2, you take common out of this, what is left? If you take x plus 5 common, what is left inside? Here you get x, and in the second term you got plus 1, that is equals to 0. Okay, then what you do? Product of two bracket is equal to that 0. That means x plus 5 is 0 or x plus 1 is 0 or both of them are equal to 0. That's also fine. Yeah. So with this, what you get? X equals to minus 5 when you take 5 this side, and with this you get x is equals to minus 1 when you take plus 1 the other side, and you got the values of x. That's how you solved the equation. This is solution of quadratic equation. They are zeros of quadratic polynomial. They are roots of quadratic equation. One of the same thing we have seen in the previous lecture. All terms are same, right? So that's how you solve the quadratic equation by factorization method. You factorize these by using the splitting the middle term and then get the values of x. Yeah, we will solve one or two more equations like this, but you know, we are not going to get extra marks for extra steps. So we will learn some shortcuts also. Next, what if you have this way? Yes, what do you have like this? 2x square plus x minus 6. What is the difference? What is the difference in this question and the previous one? See, the previous one you had the coefficient of x square is 1, whereas here you have coefficient of x square as 2. There is a difference. Yeah, look at this. In the previous question you had the coefficient of x square as 1, and here you have the coefficient of x square as 2. So there will be one additional step. There will be one additional step here for question number 2. Understand that step. The step is the number which you split into two parts. Here you have taken this constant, right? So step number 1 will change here. Pay attention. Step number 1 will be, first you multiply the coefficient of x square with the constant and write. So 2 6 are 12. Now apply the same steps after this. Okay, when you have coefficient of x square, you will have one additional step, which is multiply the coefficient of x square with the constant and write it. Now you follow the same steps. Now the step number 1 will become step number 2. The step number 1 of the previous solution will become step number 2 here, which is what? You take this 12 and split into two parts such that let's say alpha and beta, such that the product of alpha and beta should again be 12, and the sum of alpha and beta should get you the coefficient of x, that means the middle term. Okay, now pay attention to this. I'll give you a tip. The tip is, if you have the constant term has negative sign, understand, if the constant term has a negative sign, then instead of plus we will say the difference between these two numbers which you will get after splitting 12 should be equal to the coefficient of x. That should be equal to the coefficient of x. Yes, yeah, because this constant term is negative. Yeah, when the constant term is positive, we say sum of both. When the constant term is negative, we'll say the difference of both alpha and beta should be the coefficient of x, which is 1 in this case, Yeah, so you find alpha and beta, and we need to also see that alpha minus beta here will get is equal to what? Plus 1. Okay, let's see. So this 12 I can split in various ways. I can say 12 and into 1 is 12, 6 into 2 is 12, 4 into 3 is 12, right? These are different ways we can express 12 into two different numbers. Now, if you look at this, 12 minus 1 is not giving you 1, that's giving you 11, no use. 6 minus 2 is not giving you 1, no use. 4 minus 3 is giving you 1. Yes, so we got the numbers which we can use in the next step. So step number 1 is clear, step number 2 is clear. Now step number 3. Step 3 is, using this 4 and 3, you split the middle term. Using this 4 and 3, you split the middle term. How do you split the middle term now? Step number 3. You will say this is 2x square plus, instead of 1, you will write 4 minus 3 x minus 6 equals to 0. Open this bracket, you get 2x square, x multiply inside, plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 equals to 0. Now step number 4. So is step number 3 okay? Yeah, you split the middle term now. Then step number 4. Step 4, you take something common from the first two terms and take something common from the next two terms. Okay, so from here you can take 2 common, and from here you can also take x common. So what is left? From here you got x, and from here you got what? Only plus 2. Now from the next two term also you have to take something common, so that the left out should be x plus 2. Remember, the left out should be x plus 2. So if you take from next two term, if you take minus 3 common, so minus 3x, if you take minus 3 common, you have x, and from minus 6 if you take minus, then plus, then remaining is plus, and 3, so remaining is 2. If you take minus 3 common from minus 6, if you take minus 3, common means what? You divide. If you are taking minus 3 common means basically you divide, right? So if you can see that minus minus cancel, 3 2s are 6, so remaining is 2. Okay, common means you are dividing with this term. So if you take minus 3 common from minus 6, that means basically you are dividing minus 6 by 3. Okay, that is equals to 0. That is step number 4. Now what you do in step number 5? Now just simplify. You can take this x plus 1 common from both terms, x plus 2 common from both terms. What is left with you? 2x from the first term and minus 3 from the second equals 0. Now you can say these two brackets are equal to 0. It means x plus 2 equals to 0, or you have 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so you take x equals to minus 2, or x equals to, take minus the other side, 3 and then divide by 2 by 2. I hope you understand. I hope you know how to solve this 2x minus 3. So you get x is equal to 3 by 2 this way. And you got two values of x, which are what? Roots of quadratic equation, zeros of quadratic polynomial, solution of this quadratic equation, or whatever you want to call it. Are you okay with this? Please rewind this part of video. If you're a beginner, if you're not able to understand, rewind this and see how did I solve question number 2. Because now I am going to use a shortcut from the next question. Let's understand the shortcut also. Method is same, splitting the middle term, factorization method is same, but I don't want to write these so many steps. I don't want to write all these steps to solve this. I will try to solve, I will try to write the answer directly. Answer means the roots of quadratic equation. Root means the values of x. Okay, so pay attention. Step is same. Do you see any coefficient of x square? No. That means you need to split only the constant, which is what? 10. Divide into two parts such that the product is 10 and subtraction, because the constant term has negative sign. You can note this. Because constant term has negative sign, we need to check with the subtraction of these two numbers. So whatever numbers you get here, you need to check the subtraction of that. Should get you what? 3. You say 3 or minus 3. Yeah, let's say minus 3. The coefficient of x is minus 3. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Yeah. Step number 1. We have done this in first question also, second question also. So take the constant term and divide into two parts, in two numbers, such that the subtraction should be minus 3. Why subtraction? Because constant term, which is 10, is negative. Okay. Yeah. See, let me give you a reference of the previous lecture. In lecture number 1, what did we understand? That the constant term here, do you see the constant term? That is alpha into beta, product of two roots here, alpha into beta, if the alpha and beta are roots. So the constant term is nothing but product of roots. So tell me one thing, if it is product of roots and if the product of root is negative, that means definitely one number has to be positive and the second number has to be negative. Yes. If one number is positive, second number is negative, so you will always do subtraction between them, right? Are you okay with this? Yeah, because keep in mind, different sign get subtracted, same sign get added. Repeat with me. Different sign gets subtracted and same sign gets added. Different sign gets subtracted, 10 minus 17 will get subtracted, you will get minus 7, and minus 10 minus 17, same sign will get added, you will get minus 27 here. You can say 10 plus 17 also, same sign will get added. Yeah, different sign subtracted, same sign added. Keep in mind. Here, because the product is negative, that means the two numbers product is negative, one of them has to be positive or the other one has to be negative. If we got different sign, it should come with the subtraction. This term should come with the subtraction. Am I clear? Yeah, let's repeat this. So yeah, we need to see in concept builder, we have to revise, repeat as much as possible, so that when we solve the difficult question, when I skip some steps, when I try shortcuts, you don't have to get confused there. Yeah. So how to solve this quadratic equation? We take the constant term, split into two parts such that the subtraction between these numbers should get you the coefficient of x, which is minus 3 in this case. Why subtraction? Because the sign of constant is negative, that's why subtraction. Sum up. Tell me the two numbers which subtraction could be minus 3. Yeah, so 10 can be divided in two values, amongst what? I can say 1 and 10, which is minus 9. I can say 2 and 5, that's minus 3, correct? So the two numbers which is satisfying the condition here, that 2 into 5 is giving us the constant term which is 10, and 2 minus 5 is giving us minus 3, which is the coefficient of x. Clear? Now it's time to write the answer. You know what your answer is? You got the answer. Your answer is x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to plus 5. How did we get this? See, when you reach up to this step, that you got two numbers, subtraction is minus 3. If you write 5 minus 2, the subtraction will be plus 3. We are looking for minus 3. That's why I am using what? Plus 2 and minus 5. Now, when you got this number, 2 into 5, which is 10, and subtraction is minus 3, you write 2, then you can directly write the answer. You can directly write the answer. 2 and 5, but change the sign, guys, change the sign. This 2 will become is negative and minus 5 will become plus 5, and you get the answer. Simple. Let's try once more. Okay, but let's try with a different number now, and I will not go in that much depth. So yes, next question. Look at this. I have 5 here. I need two numbers. The subtraction of two numbers, give me a minute. I think I did. Five and this 6. Yeah, this is right. Yeah, misprint. I've corrected. Okay, so the constant term is 6 here. I need to split into two terms such that the subtraction should be plus 5. Subtraction, because the constant is with a negative sign. So look at the number. The subtraction should be plus 5. Keep in mind, the coefficient of x is plus 5. What are those numbers? 6. I can split in what? 2 into 3. Is 2 into 3? No. 2 minus 3 is 5? No. Is 3 minus 2 5? No. Next is what? 5 and 1 is, sorry, 6 and 1. Is 6 minus 1 plus 5? Yes. Is 1 minus 6, which is also product of 1 and 6 is also 6. But difference of the if I subtract 1 minus 6, I am going to get minus 5. No, that's not this one, because the coefficient of x is plus 5, not minus 5. That's why not this one. I will choose 6 minus 1 as plus 5. Are you okay till here? Yes? If yes, then let's write the answer. Let's write the answer together. So I will take 6 and minus 1. So the answer is 6 and minus 1, but with the opposite sign. So minus 1 will become plus 1 and plus 6 will become minus 6. That's your answer. Simple, no? Yeah, see, I told you, you are not going to get extra marks for extra steps. Use a shortcut wherever it is possible. Okay, let's see. Next two questions. Yes. Next two questions. Look at this. Yes, 96. What should I do? Now what? Divide into two parts. Two numbers. Such that the coefficient of x is what? Minus 4. Such that what? So 96 divided into two numbers such that the subtraction should be minus 4 or the addition should be minus 4. Correct. The subtraction should be minus 4 here, because the coefficient, the sign of constant is negative. So the subtraction should be minus 4. Yeah. So now you need to find out the possibilities of splitting 96. When I started the first lecture, I told you that to make your calculation, to make your quant section strong in your exam, make sure that you learn tables till 20. If you know tables till 20, you know the answer of this. 96 comes in table of what? We have 6, we have 3, we have 12, right? So you know 12 8s are 96. Correct? 12 8s are 96. And the subtraction of 12 and 8 is equal to plus 4. Oh, plus 4. So that's not the one. It should be 8 minus 12. Will get you minus 4. Yeah, I am looking for minus 4. So this is the correct combination. Correct combination where 12 into 8 is 96 and 8 minus 12 is minus 4. Right? Now, how do we write the answer? We write the same number 8 and minus 12 but with opposite sign. So plus 8 will become minus 8 and minus 12 will become plus 12, and we got the answer here. Are you okay with this? Yes? Great. Congratulations. You're learning. Okay. Next question. What do we do if we have the coefficient of x square also? Remember question number 2, our step number 1 will change here. Step number 1 will change here, but we will still be able to use the shortcut. I'll show you how. The step number 1 will change here. How? The number which we split is product of coefficient of x square and constant. That is 100 into 1 is what? 100. Now divide this 100 into 2 parts in 2 numbers such that the product should get you again 100, but there what is the sign with the constant? Plus, but their addition should get you 1. But their addition should get you equal to 1. So, how will it work? Let's see how will it work. 100, how you divide into 2 parts? 10, can I say 10 into 10 is 100? Yes, and 10 plus 10 is the coefficient of x, which is what? 20. ये वाले क्वेश्चन को फिर से करते हैं विराज, थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया मुझसे. 11 मिनट बाकी हैं, लास्ट क्वेश्चन है, चल जाएगा. फिर से करते हैं. So let's see the next question. Now here, question number 5, we have a question with where you got coefficient of x square. So how do we solve this? We have seen in the second question, our step number 1 will change here and rest will remain the same. What will be step number 1 here? We need to take a number which is product of the coefficient of x square and the constant, that is 100 into 1, which is 100. Divide this 100 into 2 parts such that you get 2 numbers which product should again get you 100, but their addition or subtraction? Addition or subtraction? Yes, their addition, because the constant term is plus. So their addition should get you the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x here? The coefficient of x is minus 20. Right? The coefficient of x is minus 20. Yeah? So the number you can choose here is what? 10 and 10. 10 and 10. 10 into 10 is what? 100. And if you see minus 10 plus minus 10 is equal to, sorry. Yeah, minus 10 plus minus 10 is equal to what? Minus 20. Absolutely right. Did you get it? Shall I repeat this part? Product of minus 10 is 100. Yeah, product of these two numbers is 100. When you say the product, forget about the sign. Now, as per our trick, how do you decide whether the addition of these two numbers should be the middle term or subtraction of this term should be the middle term? We look at the sign of constant. Sign of constant is plus. That means the sum of these two terms should be the middle term. Now, you got 10 and 10, but you need minus sign, minus 20. How will you get 10 plus 10 is plus 20. How will you get minus 20? When you say minus 10, minus 10. You still are adding it, right? Same sign get added, different sign get subtracted, right? Same signs will get added, same signs get added. So minus 10 is 20. So far is clear? Okay. Now, how do you write the answer? X is equal to, you use these two numbers, minus 10 and minus 10, but with opposite sign, 10 and 10. Did you get the answer? Not yet. Because you have the coefficient of x square. Look at this. In the previous question, we did not have the coefficient of x square. Previous question, we did not have the coefficient of x square. So we could directly write by changing the sign of these numbers, and we got the answer. But here, because we have the coefficient of x square, we divide the answer which we got here, these both number by 100, and that will be our final answer. So what is the final answer? 1 upon 10 and 1 upon 10. That's your final answer. 1 upon 10 and 1 upon 10. Oh God, they are same numbers. They are same numbers. Yeah, x equal to 1 upon 10. So it's basically 1 upon 10. There is only one value, 1 upon 10. They are not two values. It's only one value. That's why in the first lecture of quadratic equation, I told you that when you have the maximum power of x is equal to 2, then you get maximum two values of x. Why maximum? Because minimum it could be only one value also, the common values, right? So keep in mind, for x square, the maximum values of x, for x square, the maximum values of x are 2. Maximum values of x are 2. Okay, it's not x is equal to 2. Maximum x can take maximum two different values for that particular equation. Minimum it could be 1 also, which we have seen in this question. That's only 1 upon 10. Yes, so I hope you are taking the learnings from each question. You understood the shortcut. How do we use the factorization method to get the answer faster? Yeah. So this is it in today's video. My name is Shyam Manavat signing off. I will see you in the next lecture. Let me show you what is there in the next lecture. We will have equation, the quadratic equation where middle term solution is not possible. Then how do we solve this? So I will see you in the next lecture. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye bye.